when I read those words again, almost 20 years later, something clicked. So what changed for me? Well, it wasn't a big moment. It wasn't a breakthrough in therapy or a conversation that fixed everything. It was something much quieter. I started finding old scraps of paper, notes I had written in the early days after Hashiem's death, rough, messy thoughts I'd put down when the pain was still sharp. I hadn't followed any plan. I just wrote because there was nowhere else for my love to go. And when I read those words again, almost 20 years later, something clicked. My son's death was my deepest loss. But his short time here was also a gift. He had given me a truth I no longer could ignore. Grief doesn't go away when you bury it. It waits for a voice. That's when I realized I didn't need to talk about it out loud. But even decades later, here's what I learned that was possible. The weight for me became lighter. It didn't go away, but it was easier to carry because it was no longer stuck in my chest with nowhere to go. My son's memory became something I could honor. Instead of avoiding his name or his memories, I learned to speak about him with love, not just pain. I discovered I could reconnect, not with my first wife, but with myself, and eventually with my current wife, who also lost a son in a similar way. We talk openly about our children. We hold a space for each other's grief, and that's taught me connection is still possible, even after loss, even after years of silence. I also realized I wasn't broken. I was grieving, and grief isn't a flaw. It's proof of my love for my boy. I learned to be both, the steady one and the grieving father. I didn't have to choose anymore between being a supporter and being a griever. That's what becomes possible when you give your grief somewhere safe to land, even if it takes years to find that place.